today's video, I'm going to be showing you my first attempt at trying to rebuild this crank here. It's from a Trx450r 05. The thrust washers went out, as you can see there. Went into the engine and got locked up. But it just got locked up because one of those thrust washers went in between the gears, so it's not too catastrophic. I think it should be savable after we replace this crank. But yes, this is a very common issue in the 04, 05 TRXs from what I heard. This is going to be my first shot at it. We got the blown crank right here, and we have the new connecting rod, new pin, and roller bearing right there. The only problem is that this company right here, this is non-paid for or anything, Royal Rods. It's definitely on the cheaper side, but I thought I'd give it a go just to see how much this crank would hold up. See if it's actually cost efficient. If not, then we can throw a better kit like a Hot Rods. But yes, I did not receive the thrust washers in this package, so I messaged them to see what we can do about it. But for now, we can still press out the crank. I have also ordered all the balancing tools for this. Maybe get some pre-measurements before I press it out. Go from there. Once I get the other parts, we can fully assemble it. Right now, we're measuring 64. The rest of the specs are in the manual, including this clearance here. Let's go ahead and press this crank out. Okay, so here I got this 20-ton press. I scored a deal on Facebook Marketplace for 70 bucks. Only thing is that it did not come with the press plates. So we're going to be trying to use these weights to hold the crank as we press it out. Not the best idea. I don't recommend doing this. Make sure you get a proper plate for you to press out. I don't know if you can use 12 from what I heard. A lot of the people use 20-ton. So that's what I decided to go with here. This is the current setup. I know it's not the best setup. Also, I don't recommend anybody doing it the way I'm doing. So with that being said, let's go ahead and crank on this. Whoa! Thank God I was behind the camera on that one. This video is now how to not rebuild a crank. Okay, since I did not have the proper tools, I did some research online, and there's just been some people that sliced right through this through the grinder, so that's exactly what I did. It's a little hot still, but yeah, now we're gonna be able to press these and should make the job a lot easier. I won't need that plate that people use, so let's go ahead and push this out right now. And no, I did not learn my lesson from using weights, so please do not do what I'm doing. Damn, I knew I should have got those press plates. Oh, that sucks. Long story short, I was pressing out the crank. After all my mistakes, I made another one. We broke the cam chain sprocket, as you can see right here. I chipped off a piece of sprocket. But another blown up crank was only around 40 bucks shipped. So I did the exact same thing as I did to this crank. So not too bad of a costly mistake. Since the old rod did not come with the thrust washers, I couldn't figure it out with the seller. So I returned it and I got this Wassner rod, which is actually, from what I read, a better quality rod. Comes with everything in here. So we're going to start assembling this. First, we're going to press this thing into the crankshaft. I'm going to be doing the stator side of the crankshaft first. So the cam chain teeth will go down on here. And this pin has a lubing hole right here, so you want to make sure that's lined up. Oh, sorry, stator. I mean the hole inside this cam web right here. And we're going to slowly press this in and check to make sure that it's getting pressed in evenly. I'm going to actually mark it with a Sharpie. Now we're going to slowly press this in. Don't let that fall like I just did. So we're just going to slowly start pressing it in, make sure there's no binding going on. We don't want any binding going on. It is going in smooth right now. Alright, I'm going to stop here, make sure everything's going good. Don't want anything going worse. Okay, looks like we are going in flush. We're going to keep going, and when we get close to the end, we're going to put like a stopper on the back side to make sure that our pin doesn't go all the way through, because we want it flush with the web. Okay, just about there now. We're going to take this off here and show you guys what we're working with here. Our pin is being pressed We are almost there, maybe just a couple millimeters left. Now we want this to be flush with this part of the web from what I've seen online. So we're gonna put like some type of small stopper here as we're pressing down. We are lined up with our with our Sharpie markings. Now that feels about good. We need just a little bit more to be flush there with that surface. So we're gonna keep pressing just a little bit more, slightly more. Okay, so I think I'm gonna call that just about good. Now there is like the smallest lip on this side, but on this side it feels like almost completely flush. So I'm hoping when we balance out the crank, maybe this pin will budge just slightly enough to become completely flush here. And we're talking like I can only grip it with my fingernail. So, and now we're gonna throw on the rod onto this side of the crankshaft, put that on here, and then press the other plate back on. First, our thrust washer. Next is going to be our connecting rod bearing. Now I think you want to be careful because these roller pins will fall out. I'm not 100% sure, but I think they will. Slide this on as is. Looks like it's kind of designed for you to do what I just did. Here's the rod. I think we're going to press the bearing into the rod first. Oh, I already messed it up. Dang it. Alright, hold on, we need to get this back together. Okay, we're gonna try this again. This time I have all the things inside of here. Hopefully it slides on with absolutely no issue. And voila. The other thrust washer goes over this, just like so. And now our other web, which is the clutch side of the engine, gets pressed on. I think I'm just going to use this steel plate I have laying around. It should be able to take the force that we need. Now I know some people use like a special tool to press these together so they are aligned a little bit easier, but I do not have that, so I will do this. Try to get them as square as possible anyway. Looks decent to me. Just crank it just a little bit as we go. So I'm gonna let it go right here. Make sure everything's going smooth again. Sure enough, it is. Okay, so I'm going to take our 0.7 millimeter feeler gauge and stick it in between the web and the connecting rod. So I'm gonna start on the big side of this so I don't press it too tight, because it's better that we have it a little too big than too tight, because if it's too tight, then we would have to go back in there and press the pin out, and that would be a pain in the butt. So we're gonna start off a little big at 0.7 and work our way down from there. So I actually took out this feeler gauge so I can put it on the back end of this pin so it doesn't keep pressing through on the other side, because I can feel it that it slightly went out already and I don't want it to come out more. So I think we're still good though, so let's keep going. Oh no guys, our side to side clearance is 0.05 to 0.6. I thought it was 0.5 to 0.6. But it can be a lot smaller than 0.6. Well then, we're going to aim just around the middle, I would guess, at around 0.3. I was able to fit the 0.2 millimeter feeler gauge into here, which is in spec. It is on the smaller side, I would say, but I think that's a little bit better than being on the bigger side. I don't think you want too much side-to-side play. Let's see what our run out is and try to hammer it into spec. So when I first started to balance this crank, it was really out of balance, like 0.05 inches out of balance. So I really had to hammer this thing, and I actually even bought a vise to hammer it. But once I hammered it enough, I got it within around 0.02 of an inch, as you can see here. And I just used a little like 3D printed screwing stand that I put bearings on, and it actually worked out pretty well. So yeah, if I can do this in my kitchen, you guys can do it at your house. Thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.